Hello everyone, welcome to my channel GOAT. In this video, I'll be reviewing my performance in the second game week of FPL before moving on to the tips and the strategy that I will be using in the third game week. So, as you can see, this is how my team performed in the second game week. I scored 72 points against the average of 56 and the highest of 146. I didn't use any of my chips or free transfers in this week, so I'll be having two free transfers in the next week. So let me start off by looking at the points scored by each player. Sanchez scored 6, Amata 0, Chilwell 0, Alexander-Arnold Trent scored 12, Jota 8, Bissouma 8, Fernandes 1, Salah 3, Calvert-Lewin 7, Danny Ings 8, and Antonio 16. So let's look at the fixtures and the results. Liverpool beat Burnley 2-0. Mane scored 1, Jota scored 1, and Alexander-Arnold Trent gave 1 assist. So these are the two guys I owned. I didn't have Mane. And Salah blanked, which was a disappointment because I had captained him and I had expected him to score as they played in Anfield and they were hungry against Burnley because Burnley had beaten them the previous time they played. Aston Villa scored 2 against Newcastle and my man Danning scored 1. This man is Mr. Consistent and one of my favorite players in the league. Palace and Brentford blanked. I didn't own any of the players from them. Leeds scored 2 against Everton. Calvert-Lewin, another forward which is fixture proof. He scores no matter which team he plays against. Man City beat Norwich 5-0. I had predicted this if you had seen the video for my game week 2 selection that City would be scoring a lot against Norwich. Norwich has a weak defense and City has one of the best attacks. Sterling, Mahrez, Grealish, Laporte scored 1, Jesus gave 2 assists and Dias gave 1 assist. Another player I mentioned was Kevin De Bruyne, but he didn't score. Nevertheless, and one own goal as well. So I couldn't afford any of the City players because they are far too expensive and you never know with Pep Roulette who will be scoring, who will be playing. So you have to gamble on one of them. Brighton beat Watford 2-0. Duffy scored 1, Mope scored 1. Now these two guys were selected by the scout and the scout had predicted that these two will perform. I could have bought in Duffy but I didn't. I wanted to save the transfer because I predicted that Amarte would get a clean sheet against West Ham or get an assist or something, but he didn't. He ended up conceding 2 goals, and hence he scored 0 in the fixture against West Ham. Moving on, United drew against Southampton 1-1. Greenwood scored 1. Pogba gave an assist. I owned Bruno. He's another fixture-proof premium asset to have, but he got 1 yellow and he only scored 1 point. So that was disappointing. But you cannot expect your premium assets to score every single game. Spurs beat Wolves 1-0 and Dele Alli scored 1. Harry Kane got a yellow, Jimenez got a yellow. And another fixture where many goals were scored. West Ham vs Leicester. Antonio scored 2. Tielemans scored 1. Benrahma scored 1. Fornal scored 1. And Antonio and Benrahma gave 1 assist each and Rice gave 1 assist. Rice was on my bench. And even though Chilwell didn't play, uh, Rice wasn't able to replace Chilwell because you need a minimum of three defenders in your lineup. So he had to be replaced by either Ben White or Weltman. And Weltman is in isolation and is expected to be back on 11th of September. And Ben White, again, is ill and has a 25% chance of playing. So the only people that Rice would have been able to replace would be the midfielders or the forwards, but all of them played. So looking at the points scored, I'm very proud of the fact that I own these three forwards. These three forwards look fixture proof to me. Calvert-Lewin, Antonio, and Dennings. Uh, Antonio had scored two, Dennings and Calvert scored one. So these two guys look in form to me, and these look like the must-have forwards in your lineup. Speaking of West Ham, Benrahma scored again, so he looks like the guy you might want to buy or get in for the next game week. And I'm very proud of my Bissouma pick as well. He just he's just for a price of 4.5 million euros. So he's one of the best low budget midfielders you can own. And Chilwell hadn't played again, so that was another disappointment for me. Now let's look at the total points uh, by the players. So these are the top scorers so far in the first two game weeks. Antonio with 29, Benrahma 24, Alonso 21. Now I could have picked Alonso in place of Chilwell, but I eventually went for Chilwell. Alonso has scored 21 points and cost just 5.6 million against Chilwell who costs 5.8. And Bruno's 21, I own him. Salah is 20. Pogba. James is another defender I could have bought for 9. He has scored 19 points. And let's look at the points scored in this round. James was the highest with 18. Antonio 16. Mings 15. Duffy 14. Duffy is again a low cost, low budget defender. So you all might look to bring him in the next game week. And let's look at the players that people have transferred in this round. As expected, Benrahma. 692,000 people have transferred him in the next round. Lukaku again scored in the 2-0 victory over Arsenal. Lukaku and James scored. Mount and James gave an assist. Lukaku was another pick by the scout. So that's a good sign that the scout is being picking good players. And Simicas is another low budget defender. Now I own three Liverpool players, namely Trent, Jota, and Salah. So I couldn't own Simicas, but I was looking at him in the first game week. So now I have to plan for my third game week, and I will have two free transfers, and I could even go for three transfers, taking one hit. That's the strategy which I used last season, and I'll be looking to use it this season as well, where you have two free transfers and you take a hit for a third transfer, three for a third transfer. So it's sort of a mini wildcard where you save a transfer in the previous game week, and then you have two free transfers in the next game week, and you take a hit. So you can transfer in three players. I'll have to look to bring in a defender because uh, I had two defenders who didn't perform in the previous game week, namely Chilwell and Amate, and my substitute defenders also didn't score. So uh, since Weltman is in isolation, I'll be looking to transfer him out and bring in a good defender. And the fixtures which you can target for in the third game week are this: Aston Villa and Brentford. Brentford is a weak team which has made an appearance in this season. So Aston Villa will be looking to score, and Danny Ings will be looking to display his attacking prowess. Another fixture you can target is Leicester versus Norwich. Leicester have a good attack in Iheanacho, Barnes, Jamie Vardy, and Norwich has a weak defense. So Amartey is looking good for getting a clean sheet. So I might keep him. And I don't know whether Chilwell will be playing in the third game week. But he has a tough matchup nevertheless against Liverpool. City and Arsenal is another tough matchup. Brighton and Everton is another tough matchup. I own Sanchez and I own Bissouma and I own Calvert-Lewin. Newcastle and Southampton are equally good. West Ham is another easy fixture against a weak Palace. So since Antonio is in form, he might score again. So I'll be looking to either captain Antonio or Danny Ings because Villa have Brentford and West Ham have Palace. And these two look like the easiest fixtures to target this game week. You can even bring in Son from Spurs if you all feel that he'll score against Watford. Burnley and Leeds are equally tough, and United is playing Wolves, which is not an easy fixture at all. So that's all for this game week. I scored a total of 72 points, and my overall rank is 208,000 at the end of the second game week. And now I'll be preparing the strategy for the third game week. So stay tuned, like, comment, share, subscribe, and if you all have any questions, you all can post it in the comment section below. Thank you.